What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, October 1st, 2019. I'm not even going to waste any time. I'm going to jump into the charts. It's a very, very colorful screen that you see on the charts. I'm going to break it down very nicely, but mainly what we're going to be talking about is the cycles of Bitcoin. And I'm doing this because this is for myself. I want to reinforce patience for myself. So this is what that looks like from my perspective. So this is a long-term chart for Bitcoin. It's speculative and it goes on to the future. It shows a $250,000 Bitcoin potentially in 2024, 2025. And it's speculative. I can't say that enough, but there is a link below. I charted this back in December. And so far, Bitcoin, since that December low, is actually doing nicely from the perspective of this chart that I did in December. But there's a link below and an explanation to this chart. But what I did additionally just now is I've added these, I guess, color indicators that break down illustratively the cycles of Bitcoin. So let's jump into the chart and let's look at what this looks like. So first off, these white lines that you see here are Bitcoin halving, right? So 2012, 2016 in the middle here, and then here's the future halving in 2020. Less than a year away and coming up quickly, right? So first off, what I want to just draw your attention to is just the fact that it seems that these Bitcoin halvings basically fall into this range, which isn't color coded, right? It's just blank, and it's kind of just this waiting pattern. It's where the markets are playing a waiting game, waiting for Bitcoin to enter into a bull market, right? And part of that, and one of the main things I've been saying lately, is we're not in a bull market yet, right? And that's where we are right now. We're in one of these holding patterns. We're in this consolidation pattern where we're waiting for that next bull market to ensue. What defines a bull market for me is very simple. It can be illustrated with the Fibonacci retracement, which plays into our long-term Bitcoin cycle. So here's the top of the bull market in 2013 to that bear market low, 2015. We plot our Fibonacci retracement and we have our 618 to 786 channel right here. That is the doorway to the bull market, right? So what you can see on the screen is very simply Bitcoin seeing resistance at this Fibonacci channel, right at the last Bitcoin halving, 2016. But then in December 2016 going into 2017, Bitcoin tests this entire channel and breaks through it, and that is when the bull market really ensues, right? And you can see that happening in green highlighted there. So we're at a very similar area right now for Bitcoin in terms of its cycles. We have our last bull market high. We have our bear market that we had just come out of most recently. That's not the Fibonacci. Let's go get the Fibonacci retracement. So let's chart this real quick. And there it is, right? So we have our first resistance at this Fibonacci channel, very similar to last time. And we're kind of consolidating again. Here's the Bitcoin halving up here. The question is, will we enter that bull market, sooner? So, sooner than the Bitcoin halving? Will it coincide with the Bitcoin halving? I don't know, right? Speculatively, we have this line kind of on its way to all-time highs right in the middle of that Bitcoin halving. And so far, considering Bitcoin consolidation, it really is kind of on target. I don't know if it's going to hold up like that or not, but it is on target. So that's really quickly breaking down Bitcoin cycles, what it looks like. And what I want to really discuss with that now in context is this. I want to point out to you, if you look at the charts, we do see colors, right? But the biggest thing that stands out to me is this. 49 weeks, right, where we're seeing massive parabolic gains, the types of gains that get everybody so excited on Twitter, on YouTube, on Reddit. And this is back in, 2010, right? It's the beginning of Bitcoin. But then we had a swing high, right? Swing high, $25, $30, and then back down. And then we're entering this bearish environment. And then we're entering this kind of consolidation holding pattern, slight gains, but nothing crazy. And then we're entering 48 weeks of parabolic gains again, right? So first off, 49 weeks gains, parabolic gains, 79 weeks, almost double, no gains, right? And just kind of uncertainty. Then we get 48 weeks of gains, but 158 weeks of bear market and uncertainty and sideways consolidation. Then we get 56 weeks of gains, and many of you remember this one, the 2017 all-time high. 56 weeks of gains as we broke through that bull market. Then 93 weeks so far, 93 weeks going up to where we are right now. And I ended this in red because we've kind of exited the bear market, right? We had our swing low in the bear market, but 93 weeks to where we are today from all-time high. So there's more pain that needs to be endured than it seems gains that get to be enjoyed. And that is just true. That is factual from the data that we have in Bitcoin. There is more downside that the market has to live with than there is those gains. And while, this last one, 56 weeks of gains, that's over a year, that's enjoyable. But then we have years of downside, right? 158 weeks of kind of just no gains, nothing crazy happening. And so I think what this can do for all of us is reinforce the fact that we all have to be extremely patient. We all have to, unless you're just day trading and you're trying to make quick gains here and there, that's fine. But I'm talking really to the true long-term investors and holders of Bitcoin, is this patience. This is patience. And even with patience, it requires thick skin, meaning can you endure these cold, long winters, 158 weeks, so far 93 weeks, and there's no telling how much longer we're going to potentially retrace even more, trade sideways, right? This could go on. And this could be a scenario where we're talking, and I can get my time frame, my time range tool. So up to the next halving, we're talking this. Just say we get this breakout shortly after the next halving. That would be a total of 125 to 130 weeks, right? Right now we're at 93 weeks. So there could be months left in store of just sideways trading, consolidation. Maybe we come back down even more to this 50-week moving average, $6,500. I don't know what this is going to look like, but what I can say is this is clearly, if you look at just this very simple chart, color-coded, you see a lot more red and kind of blank neutral zone than you do see green. And this green is pretty much what everybody's always waiting for. So the best way to wait for it is just to take a deep breath, chill out, relax, have patience, and really find your risk tolerance in these markets, in these unknown areas. And if you are accumulate, keeping in mind that anything can happen and you really just don't want to spend more money than you can afford to lose. So those are my thoughts in terms of Bitcoin cycles. I'm really curious to see what you think with what you see on the screen. Are you feeling patient? Do you feel like you've gained patience in these markets? Have you been here long enough? Is your skin thick enough now? Let me know. If you're here right now and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day and God bless.